Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and I got Tamara Genome from High Vibe TV in the studio, and we thought we'd go live right now to talk about this end of 2020 and what she was channeling. I really wanted to see what she was feeling and maybe throw in some of my thoughts. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, and thank you for having me live.
Yeah, of course. I mean, last night's show was awesome on full disclosure.
I loved it. It was so fun. It was just amazing to really talk about the full spectrum of ideas and subjects that are all, coming up right now, and kind of go into depth too with each and every one, and kind of just really navigate through these new waters that we're all experiencing.
Well, and I think that the channeling helps during times like this to help understand what's going on. I think people are so used to trying to understand the world right now through the old scope, which would be
Definitely
not even a scope we have control of what's coming through that thing,
Yeah.
whereas like the divine is the ultimate scope.
Yeah.
And last night it was like a channel fest, and I thought I would, of course, people who don't maybe know Tamara, she's been on Future Life and on High Vibe. Her and I have worked together for almost 3 years now, full time.
Yeah.
And I really want to get what you're feeling coming into this, especially October, November, December, this end of this year here. It feels very, not only planetary-wise, astrology-wise, crazy, but
Right.
I didn't know what you were feeling, because that's what you do on the app. I mean, you're a channeler, angel card reader, tarot, you do healing work, you do so much. So I just really wanted the audience to really feel you more and see also some of your thoughts or channeling of what you feel coming up here.
Yeah, because I do keep checking in, because it is we're in wild, surreal times.
Yeah.
And it does change because of how much work that all the light workers, right? All of us that are really working for the highest good for everyone. And even though there is this higher divine plan, right, there's still different avenues and infinite potentiality of what reality you experience based on the direction that you're going, right? And the energy of what you feed. And so when I'm checking in, things have changed a little bit for the good, so that there's a part of the dark plan that's not going to unfold and come to fruition. And this is just a piece because of all the work that we're doing, and right, especially on High Vibe, right? And we like to wake people up, like giving different perspectives, just to make you question, make you think, right? And support one's inner wisdom and have that connection with God, with Source, and really learning what that's about and what that feels like. And so when I'm checking in, things are a little bit, they're changing. And what's actually coming through right now is like there's going to be kind of like some fishtailing of energy. And I know you've talked about like the Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, and I'm very curious, like as we get through the election here in the United States, at least, that's going to be kind of like, I feel like a fishtail experience and how the energy goes. And it is going to be kind of wonky and weird. I feel like we're going to be kind of in this kind of twilight zone, even more so than we've already felt like.
Right.
Space of what's going to happen next. But I feel it's all part of people actually trying to get, like, our soul trying to direct in making these conscious choices. What do you want to experience, right? And there's going to be all these kind of different scenarios, and what you feed is what you're going to, right, experience. It's a feedback system, right? Our universe is a feedback system.
It's almost like 2020 is like a step into the real test of if humanity can have free will. And I feel like it's like...
Are they responsible enough?
Yeah, it's like this is the driver's license test.
Right.
Like, and so far, believe it or not, I would say we're passing, because people are waking up in a massive majority to what just doesn't seem energetically, vibrationally right to a positive result, you know?
Right.
And then there's been all this extreme fear that, of course, has not come to its full fruition to kind of prove to people, like, you're just going to keep buying fear, you know? It's like,
Right.
And as we enter into this end of 2020, I love how you're bringing up the fishtail and, you know, with Saturn coming direct actually Monday here on the, well, we're on the 25th, so it'll be on the 28th. West Coast, 29th, East Coast of September, that Saturn knows it's about to square Uranus. So it's a big deal because Uranus and Taurus, Saturn will be coming into Aquarius here at the end of the year with Jupiter, and they're both going to square Uranus. So there is I mean, it's like a crazy fishtail. It's not like, you know, kind of like a, like it's definitely like a, and it also is a moment in tarot, since you do tarot as well, and angel cards and oracle. I mean, it really is like the world card clashing with the tower card, which is very weird. Which is very weird, right? Because it's kind of like, that might look like the fear of the world ending, but in many respects, it's parts of the world that needed completion to begin a new world. And even though that scares people because you hear like New World Order and then, you know, like stuff like that, right? I think it's more like, you're right, it's this collective choice. And it's an individual choice too, in a weird Neptunian vibe that's going on with Neptune as it's going to square the nodes at the end of this year while this is all happening. And it's in a semi-square with Uranus itself. So this is where people are on the dial choosing the frequency of, that's the free will of the dimension that they really want to go through.
Right. And that they'll tune in and start that frequency, right? They'll start matching that frequency. So that's going to be what's reflected or fed back in their reality.
Yeah, because it's almost like, I would say, if you just look at, like, let's say the last 4, 5, 6 years, it's almost like people were in permit school already doing that.
Yeah.
And so you either came into 2020 and however this year has been for you of the experience is kind of how you've been able to handle these beautiful energies. You said last night it was like sitting in the eye of the storm opposed to being in the storm.
Right. Yeah. And to be grounded, right? And that's like what I teach a lot through like awakening, right? Being an awakening coach and bringing through those tools, right, from the higher realms so that we can fulfill our highest potential.
Well, what would you say for people right now as a tool that you could offer people to help them through these times right now if they're going through fear? A lot of people, everybody is going through some sort of fear. You can't just say everybody's just, I got no fear, you know what I mean? Everybody gets, it could be in little areas all the time, not even dealing with the world stuff, right? Like it's just like, you know.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's super simple, because I always like to keep it super simple, and is like shifting your fear to curiosity. Instead of like freaking out, like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen, right? When you think like, ooh, mystery, or, you know, the what if game. So if you do, I like a tool that from Abraham Hicks actually called segmenting. And you can start by segmenting your day. Like, okay, I don't know, let's say you have a morning meeting or something. And you're getting up and you're getting ready and you start visualizing, well, what if the meeting went this way, right? And you kind of do that throughout your entire day. What if my lunch went this way? All the way until you get to bed. I mean, you can literally do it in like 2 minutes. And then be curious. Ooh, I wonder if it will play out that way, right? Then you're already energizing and magnetizing that potential. And that, then it starts, right? Then it starts coming from the ethereal into the matter and then starts actually physically manifesting. And then you get very surprised that it actually your day will unfold that way. And that's a really kind of simple beginning step in going day to day, because it's so important to stay present right now. Stop freaking out about the future or the past too. Like, be here now, because this is really what it is, right? Time's getting manipulated all the time.
And literally with these 3 planets in Capricorn, it is the destruction of the time system in which we know from
Right.
how we experience it, I would say, Jupiter, and how we plan by it, and how we are either connected to that old time system or not. It's interesting, during this period, I've noticed there are kind of, everything feels very like, I don't want to say divided, but two-sided, right?
Right.
Where people are addicted to time more than ever right now. Like, when is this going to end to?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know, or I have to be in bed by this time and I have to be in bed by this time. And then there's other people who are just like not on this time system at all and like totally just like, thank God, you know, because actually
Yeah.
I don't know if once the way the world went this year, it could ever recover time-wise
Right.
of everybody going back to the time systems and the calendar ways and the way it used to be. It's not like you're going to see, I think, a world where everybody's getting up to go to this at this same time and align. Everybody's starting to segment in their own realities in a new way.
Yeah, definitely.
And especially all the Aquarian stuff coming up. Right now it's Capricorn, so it's like changing foundations in ways that we can't really feel till we go through the curiosity of this Aquarian, like figuring out the chemical process of it all and
Right.
putting it together.
100%.
A lot of these pieces haven't been put together. Last night, you and I were talking about connecting with our guides. You connect definitely with a lot more angels than I do. I do a lot more architects.
Yeah.
I just, you know, and I want people to know, because right now I haven't been doing readings. I took readings off my webpage. I took a 10-year break, I guess, or I'm not taking a 10-year break, but 10 years of every day I took a break.
Yeah.
And I just want to let people that know that you're there for services and to get a hold of Tamara for them. But when you've been talking to people in your sessions lately, what is like a common theme that the angels have been kind of assisting a lot of people with, you would say, in this year?
Really getting, in alignment with their purpose and getting in tune with their soul and their intuition, like really bringing in that clarity and listening. And there is a lot of, I would say, lower chakra wounds, like revealing themselves and bringing in, and what I work with a lot is balancing the divine masculine and the divine feminine within each person, and what does that look like, and what are your behavior patterns, right? How are you operating? And is that in the wounded aspect or divine aspect? And then bringing through tools, right, specifically for them, because everyone is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's vibration is different, right? You can be like, well, how come it worked for them and it didn't work for me? Like a
Right.
diet or something,
Right.
And that's because, well, your vibration's different.
Right.
So pulling through specific tools for them to use to have their soul direct and navigate their alignment and manifestation process. And being a holistic health practitioner too. Like, let's get it all into alignment, body, mind, and
Right.
soul. And so it's really balancing and learning those different aspects and what that looks like, and kind of having these aha moments like, oh, right. And there's a lot of connecting the dots right now.
Right. Well, it's like you're like a super hybrid, as in how you'll, in a session, because I've had many sessions with you, not only go into what people want to know, like, what's up with my future?
Yeah.
But it's like you're also in there going, well, what's up with this? Why is this off here?
Yeah.
Let's fix that. And you distance heal in many ways. And then you do channel and connect with angels and guides. And then you give the future. So it's kind of like I do that too. I'm not very good with I guess
You
but
see things.
I would say that I'm very good with the really deep spiritual blocks. Like, I know how to really push somebody through their blocks and be so real and be like, yo, like, you're screwed up by not going
You're a
this
hot
direction.
mess.
Like, we all are, though. We're all hot messes.
All hot messes.
We're all hot messes.
Yeah.
I just think that
Takes one to know
during
one.
these times as well, my way of doing individual readings is not meant. I'm already a harsh warrior that pushes through. People kind of don't need that vibration at the moment. They already get that enough in video through me.
Yeah.
But in a personal session, you know, I'm kind of doing all this battleground work in other areas right now.
Yeah.
So I feel I'm not, like, I've literally been told by my guides, like, do not do readings. And that's the first in my life, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
what? I mean, I'll do them for, like, very rare instances.
Well, I feel, though, that your directive right now is more collective.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
because
that's,
you're
yeah,
at,
it's been that.
you know, your vibration is constant. This is my read on David, is that your vibration is constantly evolving and raising because you're so diligent and determined on your path and your purpose and doing the work. And you have that commitment. So you accelerate quickly. And so because of the level that you're at right now, and you know, I know you've always connected, like the architects, and like that is a huge thing, but it feels like even more so now, like, oh, now you've up leveled in the game with the architects. So now you need to work, you need to focus up here, and then others, right? And at the same time, then you're supporting, right, all of us on High Vibe, right, to now, okay, we're working more individually. So, you know, it's all a beautiful dance.
Yeah, it's been a weird transition for
purpose.
me. But it's also my nodal return in the 10th. So my south node's in the 4th house of being like a Cancer. You're a Cancer, so you can relate. But my job is not to mother this life.
No.
And like get too emotionally like, here, let me help you so deep, right? And this is my moment where I'll miss my destiny by literally mothering Teresa individuals so much to where I did that to get here, so I'm very blessed. But my goal is to reach as many people as possible and get as many people as possible to understanding truth while running the operations to keep this going in the middle of a world craziness and also a world that's trying to shut down these kind of operations.
Yeah.
Literally. That and I think it's been hard for people to understand when I put up readings, like, and Ann can attest and Maya over there can attest, thousands of people at one in 1 hour will buy.
Oh, I believe it.
Thousands.
Because you're amazing. I've had a reading by, and it's
But
just like, he's
it's-
mind-blowing.
But it's scary because people don't realize there's only 365 days in the year. And then for years I would be like, okay, I'll bust 3 to 4 hours out in a day.
That is so
I'm 10
much.
years doing that. And it's just, I can't do it all. And that's another thing, is I can't take on too much South Node Sag. But I
Yeah.
do want to conclude with that. I really feel that last night's convo was so crazy. We were talking about channeling and how that energy will just, it's a thriving energy.
Yeah.
But then it will make you go kaplunk. And that's, I mean, I just slept so hard from last night.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen the full disclosure yet, go watch it on highvibe.tv. It was, I think, almost 3 hours long. It was gnarly combos we were getting in last night.
It was awesome.
And we were flying channeling mode.
Yeah.
I'd say to end the 2020 talk and to end this convo here, because I know you got to get on a plane here, and I won't make you late. But I want to say that we are so lucky to have everybody on the planet who is awake. It's not one individual at all.
Right.
That we're so lucky that I see now more than ever people awake and not gonna fall for these traps. And to not have fear of fear, but to not have the fear in yourself of jumping over the fence that is of the truth, right? Like
Right.
to get on the side of truth, you're gonna have to jump a fence. And there's so much fear out there to jump this fence into truth right now.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to have you on High Vibe and to have been working with you for years now, almost 3.
Yeah.
And the light that you hold, and like I said last time you were here, that I think that you embody the idea of High Vibe better than anybody.
Thank
And
you.
I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
And I just really want everybody out there in YouTube land and my land of the Leo King to know more about Tamara and to follow you. Where can people find your services or you?
On Instagram is mostly where I will post stuff, Tamara Jean Life, and you can direct message me there. I also just really email tamarajeanlife@gmail.com. And but
I'll make sure I put the links down below
Oh,
on there.
thank you. I would like to say one thing that I have seen at the end of 2020, and because I do embody the energy frequency of Archangel Gabriel and being a divine channel and messenger, and one thing that I have seen that I can truly deliver from my heart and my soul is that coming winter solstice or summer solstice, right, in the southern,
Right.
and the solar eclipse, that when I even just tuned into it earlier today, and it was this moment, like when you would see a sunrise,
Right.
like, oh my God, yes. And just that kind of a lift. And going into 2021, even though it's going to be work, it's going to be the changes that are then now, okay, now the changes are actually taking place, right, to get us where we want to go. But just even with the fishtailing, sometimes if you're fishtailing in, let's say, your AMG, nice car, right, and you feel like you're losing control, but you don't lose it completely.
Well, rear wheel steering helps.
Yeah. But point being, right, you don't lose it completely, and you regain the control, and you're like, whew, and then you almost have that rush and like, whoa. That's what I feel from the fishtailing that we will experience. Like, it might be gnarly and it might be like, holy crap.
Yeah, but it's exciting. It's a great ride.
Exciting.
I mean, I race jet skis. That's that whole race, nonstop.
Right.
And that's what's taught me since 12, jet skiing, is, I mean, not every turn is going to be the same. There's going to be different water conditions, wind, everything. And I've got other racers, and I got their jet pump in my face if I'm not in first, and I got to pass them still, and I am tired, and it's wet, and you're there's so many times you're like, okay, I'll just quit, but it's like you got to find that tenacity and keep going, and then there's either an extreme smile on your face, or I'll check in my soul, and I'll be like, am I smiling right now, or am I in a, oh my gosh, I'm going to quit. And I have to turn around and be like, let me have some fun again and enjoy this and get in there. And that's when...
That's the main message of my guides.
You don't even think anymore about it. You're not even in your body anymore. You're in this flow.
Is they are like, stay elevated. You need to be in the vibration of joy or above, even though you're going through the process. It's going to make it go through smoother, quicker, feel more in the flow.
Yeah.
And then it's not going to be so.
Right. Well, I always see that meme about, on the roller coaster, it's like me going through life, my spirit guide with me. And that's very much true. I just think that in many ways, there's so many of us on the planet right now that don't even realize that we are all angels in training ourselves.
Yeah.
And the more we connect to a meme like that, instead of start to go, we're not only working with our guides and angels, but they are looking to us too. And they're holding to us as guidance.
And not all of them have been on Earth before, so they're learning too from us. It's a two-way street.
That's a little bit of my secret too. I've been revealing a lot of secrets lately. That even the guides and the angels are looking to us in many ways, and the stuff that we channel now too. If you really start doing this work, or you really start going into hypnosis, or start going into meditative states and start connecting to other dimensional stuff, you're doing work there that even your guides don't have access to, that they need help with, or that you'll realize the team you formed with your guides and the friendships and the past loves and everything that you've had over multiple, can't even use the time.
Right.
And for me, that's what it's been in my circle, at least. So we're like we got each other's back in every way, and sharing information in so many different ways. So, And I think that I love that meme, but I think in 2020 here, the lesson of the meme is like, you have way more power than you realize. And that's why the sphere is after you.
That's right.
To take it from you. And you are the one that gives into that or not.
100%.
And so there's a reason why you are here. And human beings are superhuman, and they don't realize it yet. They still continue to go, there's a cabal, or there's a government, or there's a dark entity, or there's this that's going to take over, It's like, if you let it and you don't realize you're the superhuman that has all the power right now to say no.
Yeah.
And say yes to the divine and to love and to the best. And it starts, I've said for years, it's the partnerships we choose. Like, that's what this whole cycle is about.
Yep.
Closing in the beginning, and destiny, and who's on the boats with us, and who's in your environment, and who's around us. Because that's it now, know. So pleasure to have you always next to me, and everybody here at High Vibe. And thank you all for always being with me as well, and everybody with High Vibe. And make sure that you check out Tamara Jean, and love you all. Thank you so much. Have a good flight home.
Thank you.
Adios.